Hey, good evening, family. This is Granddaddy at Granddaddy Said What? Coming at you. I know I missed a day last night. And some issues come up, couldn't get the post out, but I'm here to talk to you today to continue our series on mankind. As you remember, a couple days ago, we talked about the origin of man, we talked about the mission of man, and we discussed the vision of man. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about man's objectives. I'm going to lay them out to you today, but I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. Simply, a man and a woman, they have two distinct objectives, but they're really close to each other. So what about I mean by that? A man has three objectives. Those are first, to be a godly man, second, to be a godly husband, and third, to be a godly father. Godly man, godly husband, godly father. Well, the ladies, you're pretty close to that also, because your objectives are to be a godly woman, a godly wife, and a godly mother. Woman, wife, mother. So you see, those are kind of the same, but they have different individual tasks that have to be performed. Now, in my next series, I'm going to start to break down each one of those tasks for each one of those roles. But I want you to notice one of the major commonalities in that. One commonality is there's this progression from being single to being married, starting the family, and then adding children to the family in both situations. But there's something else that's unique and common. That's that word godly. You see, because that sets up the parameters of what God is looking for. That's the I want to say that's the adjective that describes how a man or a woman or a husband or a wife should be. But in actuality, I would really like to say that's kind of like the noun. And what you would want to be saying is, I'm a, I'm a man who is godly. I am a wife who is godly, or whatever the case may be. But let's not get wrapped up in the grammar, but let's kind of talk about more about that whole idea of godliness. What does that mean? I think about words like faith, trust, dependence upon God. I think about words like, as it talks about in the Gospels in Philippians, that we should have the mind of Christ. A mind of humility, of service, those type of things like that. I also think about, as we read in Galatians, that Paul writes that we should be led by the Spirit. Christ, is said of him in Matthew that he was full of and led by the Spirit before he went out and did all of his work that he had to do. But we too should also be full of and led by the Spirit. You know, those fruit that we talk about, love, joy, peace, happiness, that's godliness. So think about it. Objectives for men, godly man, godly, yes, you got it, husband, godly father. And on the lady side, same scenario, godly woman, wife, and mother. Those are the things that we're going to be looking at over the course of the next few sessions. So I'll see you next time. I won't be on tomorrow night, Friday, because I'm going on a trip Friday and I won't be getting in until late. But I'll see you guys again Monday. Have a good one. This is Granddaddy out.